I strongly believe that therapists must experience being in therapy as clients themselves. And today I'm going to share with you my first ever encounter with therapy or counseling. Imagine a small seaside town in South Africa, somewhere in the 80s. I'm 16 years old, I'm in high school, in love with my first boyfriend, and I'm convinced I'm going to hell. I grew up in an ultra-religious environment, and I thought that I was, how to say this, I was doing the kind of thing with my boyfriend that I had been taught was definitely going to send me to hell, and I didn't know which way to turn. I didn't know who to talk to. I had no one to talk to. So in desperation, I went to the one person that I thought I could trust and who I knew provided counseling, and that was the pastor of my church. He had an office at the back of the church, and I'm sitting in front of him. He was behind his desk and I was in front of him, and I was trying to explain to him that I needed help. Instead of reassuring me or giving me guidance, he started asking me extremely intimate and probing and embarrassing questions. I didn't know how to answer. I didn't know what to say. Some of the questions I honestly didn't actually properly understand. And as the session progressed, I felt more and more ashamed and confused and embarrassed, and as if I really am a very, very bad person. My skin was crawling. I couldn't understand where it was going, and everything felt so wrong. But I also didn't want to stand up to him or assert myself in any way. I certainly hadn't been brought up to question authority or to argue with, my elders and betters. And it didn't even cross my mind to challenge him. So I just kind of endured it and tried my best to get through it. In the end of the session, I think he told me that I need to pray more, read the Bible more, and stop seeing my boyfriend, which, wasn't actually something that I was able or willing to do. And I left there feeling absolutely horrible. It was still hard to tell the story. I have spoken about it many times, not just to my later therapists, but I've also told the story to friends and family. And yet, when I remember how it felt and the shame and confusion and crawling skin that I experienced all over my whole body, I can't help but relive it in the here and now. It's a horrible feeling. It is not easy to tell these kind of stories. Overall, it was a horrible experience, but it did not deter me from therapy forever. However, it was going to take me a good few years before I tried again. Unfortunately, my second experience of therapy was almost as bad or possibly even worse than the first. If you'd like to hear it, then I'll tell you about it in my next video, which will be somewhere around here. Thanks for watching.